Podcasting. Anyone ever thought about having a podcast? Where do I start? Where do I begin? Here's a tip for you, something that I use, Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. It is absolutely free, and they provide all the creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer, phone, tablet, whatever device you have. Super convenient. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. Your podcast could be on Spotify, Apple Play, or Google. Grow your listeners and get as many people as possible to listen to your podcast and perhaps make some money. Everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Let's do it.
The Disney Vibes Podcast. Talking insider tips, tricks, and pixie dust. For the most magical place on earth, here's Andrew and Heather.
Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to the Disney Vibes Podcast. This is episode number 7. My name is Andrew.
My name is Heather.
And we once again want to thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedules in your day to listen to us. All of our content is brought to you by Magical Destinations Travel, bookmdtravel.com. Reach out. One of our agents will be with you to assist you in planning your vacation. And just a reminder, there's no obligation for a free quote and no cost to you ever. And if you like our content, please help us out, provide feedback and a rating on the platform you use to listen, Apple, Google, Spotify, etc. We truly appreciate all your support. Lot of news coming out. And before we jump into ears what's happening, Heather, how are you feeling?
How am I feeling? I'm feeling perfect, delightful, amazing.
Perfect, delightful, amazing. Definitely, that's PDA. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Displays of affection. There you go.
Okay.
Big news came out of Disney. We knew Disney Genie was coming. We got the official date as October 19th at Walt Disney World Resort. And their whole theming of Disney Genie service is create your best Disney day. So what they're saying is, you know, they're knee-deep into the world's most magical celebration at Walt Disney World Resort. We know it's in full swing. And as they kicked off those festivities on October 1st with new experiences and all these magical moments, they are reaching a new milestone. As we know, the pandemic has kind of gotten rid of FastPass, and they are now excited to officially launch Disney Genie service on October 19th. And it's going to be available for all the guests. It's hosted right in my Disney Experience app, and that's complimentary. There is a free version. We're going to give you the lowdown on Disney Genie and the service and all the features that allow everybody who goes to Walt Disney World to create their best Disney day.
Right. So, I mean, I know you just spewed a lot of information there, but Disney Genie, and in more simpler terms, I guess you could say, is a way in which is kind of like a version of a FastPass. Let's just put it that way. It allows you to book certain rides, Disney Genie Plus, and then Lightning Lane. Like, that's what we're going to get
slow
into.
Down. Back up.
Stop.
Here we go. So Disney Genie is basically the new park planning digital service hosted within the My Disney Experience app.
Right. Because right now, before you, when you book your trip, you're encouraged to download the My Disney Experience app. And through there, you have your reservation. You used to keep track of your fast passes. You could find the times in which all the
wait times.
The wait times. So this is just going to be like a feature inside of it.
Right. It's going to be hosted within My Disney Experience. And there's also some pricing. So there's 3 different tiers. Everybody will have the opportunity to use Disney Genie. Okay, then we also have Disney Genie Plus, which is an added fee per ticket per day. Okay, and then on top of that, we have individual Lightning Lane attractions, and we've received some pricing for that, which are exclusive to the individual Lightning Lane attractions. So, for example, Magic Kingdom, both Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Space Mountain are going to be individual Lightning Lane attractions, okay, and not part of the Genie Plus program. They are a separate purchase, and it will fluctuate, obviously, by day and attraction. There's two attractions per park that are going to be the individual Lightning Lane attractions.
Right. So we are using the information that we're seeing here It's actually posted on our Facebook page. So if you want to go over to our Facebook page and like just read basically this is where we're getting our information from. So you could take a look and read it. There's charts and everything. But we do want to tell you, like, this is very different than what any of us have ever experienced. It's going to take some getting used to. And I also think that what we see now, and then when it launches on the 19th, and then we actually have like boots on the ground, we'll be able to report back and say, yes, it really is like X, Y, and Z, or maybe there'll be some like tweaks and whatnot. But
yeah, there's lots of details that came out, and we do have to thank Disney for giving, providing a lot of information, kind of outlining what is included with each component of Genie and Genie Plus. So you have those three. There's also some other things that kind of, I want to say, are fluffing up the experience, for lack of a better term, that will kind of give you some other things to do hosted within these. But Disney Genie is actually a three-pronged service. As we said, it's comprised of one complimentary service, Disney Genie, and two ticket add-on services, Genie Plus and Individual Lightning Lane, which was originally called, which we did talk about, Individual Attraction Selections. And what you'll find is that in these Disney details, this different terminology may be used to describe the same functionality in the digital service. So we're going to try to make these things clearer for you, especially the free version. We're going to start with Disney Genie and the free complimentary version. It's the largest portion of the new digital service found in my Disney experience and has 7 different aspects. Are you ready to talk about it, Heather?
Oh man. All right. So the first aspect we could talk about is the Park Day Optimizer, which basically will allow guests to input information regarding their must-do attractions for the day, their must-do dining experience, whether it be signature or fine dining, character dining, counter service, or table service, as well as any enchanting extras like building a lightsaber. So that will allow, then you would be able to input everything like you're interested in, such as, if you're really into like Disney princesses or the villains. Genie, then you put all that together. Genie then will prepare like a plan for you for the whole day.
It's going to prepare an itinerary.
Yeah, which I think can be, I don't know. I think it could be a really great feature for someone who may be overwhelmed and trying to get through this. However, we also have to think about the demographic that maybe are not as savvy on, using apps and whatnot. So I don't know, I'm a little torn there, but it does create an itinerary for you based on everything that you just inputted. So, and Disney has been tracking and been, with like the Magic Bands and stuff, has been tracking like data and everything. So they have all of these different scenarios that they could put together to make sure they're trying to meet your plans that you put forth in there. So,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
All right.
So, because of all that data, they always want to make sure, Disney always wants to make sure that you're getting the optimal, time and getting the best experience.
So what they're basically doing is they're using all of the intelligence and data that they have collected. And we know that they've never wanted to be a data-driven park. But with the new leadership at the helm, I believe he is very into data. Mm-hmm. But it's going to basically take everything that a guest desires, any previously scheduled dining reservations, because you can still make dining reservations 60 days out at the current moment. So, for example, Cinderella's Royal Table, you don't want to lose that. I'm hoping that dining will eventually come back to 180 days. But it's also going to look at proximity. It's not going to send you all over the park back and forth. And,
right.
It doesn't want you to walk clear across the park for one attraction only to come all the way back for the next. So it's going to try to save you steps, which, to me, I didn't mind getting the steps after all the food I ate with how much we walked in our most recent trip. But it's going to also take current wait times into account. It knows how many guests it's sending to a certain attraction at a certain time. And of course, if there's a potential overload, it's going to say, okay, maybe you should come back at a different time with a lower wait time for you to head to the attraction. It also knows if the attraction is down due to weather conditions. It's going to reorganize your itinerary accordingly. So you are going to be looking at your phone a lot, I guess,
Right.
And guests will be able to switch out, move around suggested attractions at any time. But Disney Genie and its personalized itineraries are completely flexible, and you get to be in control. And if a guest is wearing a Magic Band or has Bluetooth enabled on their smartphone, rides an attraction that's on the itinerary for later in the day, Genie's automatically going to know that attraction has already been experienced, and then it'll take it off the list for later, so it's removed from your itinerary, kind of like a to-do list.
I don't know if I like that, though.
Well, I read an article where if you want to go on it twice, so if you miss your Genie reservation, so to speak, I'm presuming you're going to have like an hour. Like, you don't want to rush through your meal to go get to Pirates of the Caribbean, for whatever reason. I'm hoping you have a return time of an hour. Otherwise, it's going to be like Home Alone running through an airport, but at Disney Park. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings. I think that it's going to remove it. But there's nothing to say that you can't go on that experience again.
Right. You just go through just wait in line and do it.
You go on the standby line.
Right.
And we know that there are oftentimes at the park where the rides are no wait time, walk on. It says 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending upon the time. Like, think of Pirates and, certain ones you could just keep going on and on, at certain times of the day. So it does reconfigure it based on, what you're doing. And if you're planning on park hopping, you also put that information into Disney Genie, along with the part that you're hoping to go to, the attractions, the experiences that you want to enjoy, the time you want to park hop, which right now it's still around 2 o'clock. And then Disney Genie is going to, again, use the intel that it has to configure and reconfigure whatever it needs to give you your best plan for time, your itinerary.
Right.
And this is all complimentary. So remember, this is not costing the guest anything extra. So it's similar in that way to Fast Pass, where it's free. It's complimentary.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a tip board. They're going to have forecasted wait times. You'll be able to look at certain attractions for the course of the day and see, based on data, which times might offer lower waits. The virtual assistant function will be there. That's complimentary, which supposedly allows you to chat with a cast member. That's fantastic. I don't know where they are. Maybe they're under the ground, in the tunnels of Magic Kingdom. But if you have a question, you drop in, and the virtual assistant can get you an answer right away. Here's my question with that. Every time I go to a virtual assistant, I always just go, I need a representative. I want a human. I want someone to speak to. I don't want something saying, I see that you're waiting for Dumbo. No, I don't. That's not what I want to talk about, right? Maybe I need a popcorn bucket or something. All right? I don't need.
Always food.
Whatever.
No, I completely understand. And I mean, I'd feel like you will most likely get a representative sooner rather than later, because we're talking about Disney.
I hope so.
Right.
Because the way it's currently set up, if you have a problem at a hotel, for example, and you make a phone call, traditionally what happens is it's not like you're calling the front desk. You're calling a cast member who is there to help you, which, again, no fault of their own, but they are not living in the moment if I have an issue at a hotel. That's just my soapbox moment about that. Keep moving on.
All right. Well, hold on. So one other feature you didn't talk about is that it allows you to have the mobile ordering function.
Yep.
Which I still don't. Can't you still do that now in a way?
Well, you can do it now. It's just going to be hosted in that Disney Genie.
Okay. Right. So it includes in-park dining locations, out-of-park locations, maybe added in the future. So that would be probably like Disney Springs.
Correct.
But, at least you'll be able to, have that feature built right in there.
Yeah. So to sum it up, basically, Disney Genie is going to help guests experience and go through the process of navigating a park day and trying to get you on the most rides, get you, based on your interests.
Yeah, your individual interests.
So I don't know. I will say one thing about Fast Pass. I know we always used to, you got your 3, and then you could get one other one.
Mm-hmm.
I do like here that Genie allows you to start to plan experiences for the next park. You couldn't do that with FastPass. So if I'm in Magic Kingdom and going to Epcot, I couldn't plan that out in advance for Test Track or something else. I had to go into the park first. So that's one thing that I like. The one thing that I'm hesitant on a little bit is, how's it going to know this? Like, is it going to be sending us all to, I mean, I hope it works. I don't know. I don't know. It's free. So,
so we do have agents that are going to be experiencing this in the next, so it launches, the 19th. We have an agent going down in November. So she will be able to really, kind of give us firsthand experience. Like, yes, this is what happened. And then Genie did X, Y, and Z. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But we definitely have people that are going down that will be able to report back to us. And I do think, like any other thing, there may be some, I don't want to say kinks, but just some things to probably just be, There'll
be kinks that have to be worked out.
Right,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yeah, I do hope that the app somehow brings up Genie's voice. Robin Williams. that would just be awesome. All right, so that's Genie. Everything complimentary, free. Kind of gives you the lowdown on that with what is included. It's basically just trying to create an itinerary to maximize the time spent in the parks for your vacation. One-line summary. There you go. Now we have Genie Plus, which is a ticket add-on. So Genie is the complimentary portion of Disney. Genie Plus now, we know there's two ticketed add-ons. Genie Plus is available for $15 per day per guest and includes 3 additional options to what we already mentioned in the complimentary service. So if you've heard the term paid FastPass, this basically boiled down to its simplest form. This is it. Essentially, a guest who purchased Genie Plus is paying for the ability to be able to use lightning lanes, which are those former FastPass queues, at attractions that have them in order to ride those attractions once. A guest using Genie Plus will input their must-do attractions for a day, and then Genie Plus will allow that guest access to the lightning lanes at those attractions one at a time. Guests will be given the next available time to enjoy an attraction, and then we'll have an hour to ride that attraction. So it is giving you that forecasted wait time, so to speak. It's very similar to Disneyland's old Disney Max Pass, where only one selection could be held at a time, with the exception being when a guest's next selection time window is more than 2 hours away, 120 minutes, Genie Plus will allow a second selection to be held. I remember we used to have to print the Fast Passes out, go back, return them, and you couldn't get them for another hour. So same thing, Fast Pass, Max Pass, before it all became digital. So when you purchase Genie Plus, guests will also be allowed access to 20 AR lenses starring some of our favorite Disney characters. And lastly, Disney Genie Plus will offer guests audio tales that will show on their itineraries. So if Genie Plus knows you'll be near Cinderella Castle with a few minutes to spare until your next available attraction time, it may recommend that you stop by, take a look at the mosaics, hit the Listen Now button, and you'll hear the behind-the-scenes Imagineering details about those mosaics. All right, so I know I just rambled off a bunch of information. First, let's talk about the before we get into the rides, I just want to mention real quick the AR thing, 20 augmented reality lenses. I've seen these being posted with people with, whatever.
You hold like
they missed the bus. Really? Yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is 3 years ago kind of stuff, like with the AR. So I think they should have had that a while ago. And honestly, that should be complimentary, but whichever. Right. Audio Tales, very cool. I know we've been watching a lot of the 50th anniversary specials. Our kids have been watching it. Gives you, some information, intel, the history behind the park. I think it's cool that you could have some audio tales. How much will it be used? How well can you hear it? I don't know, but fine. That's cool. Let me learn about the mosaics. All right. And then as far as Genie Plus, that's going to add up $15 per day
per guest. So family, Andrew, do my math. Family of 5,
$75.
Oh, I was going to say 60. So good thing you said that.
And she just kicked Jameson off the ride.
Oh my God! All right, so $75 per day if you're a family of 5, and that promises you two rides.
No.
To like of the top rides that you want. So
No.
What? Hold the phone.
Heather didn't do her homework.
No, I did.
So Genie Plus.
This is why it's confusing, friends. So we're talking it out.
Yeah, Genie Plus allows you for a number of attractions in each park that are included that allows you into the Lightning Lane. For example.
So you have two options. Oh,
No.
Come on.
You see what I'm dealing with here, folks?
Well, I'm the type of learner where I need to read it, hear it, talk about it.
All right, well, I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay, I'll listen.
So, here's what you can get. Let's say you're going to Magic Kingdom for the day.
Yep.
Genie Plus. You can only book one at a time throughout the day. However, if your next attraction is more than 2 hours away, you could book a second one. Included in Genie Plus Lightning Lanes are Big Thunder Mountain, Buzz Lightyear, Dumbo, Haunted Mansion, Small World, Jungle Cruise, which has been crazy with lines because of the movie,
Right.
Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpins, Mickey's Filler Magic, Monsters, Inc., Laugh Floor, Peter Pan's Flight, Pirates, Splash Mountain, The Barnstormer, Winnie the Pooh, Tomorrowland Speedway, and Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid. That's at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
One at a time throughout the day. You feel me?
Okay, so I can go on any of those rides, and it's not standby. It's just a lightning lane.
Correct.
Okay, and I can go. Okay, I got it. All right, so it allows you to go into just a one lane specifically for those rides. Now, once every 2 hours?
Well, no, I think you can only book it once every 2 hours.
Okay, all right, got it.
If you could get on all those rides in a day, that'd be
I was
fantastic.
just gonna say that's a lot. All
you're not.
right.
Gonna, I mean, you're gonna be shot. Let's be
Okay,
honest.
so that now. Okay,
Hold
keep
on.
going. Yeah, go.
Epcot,
Yes.
Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Mission Space, Soarin', Spaceship Earth, Test Track, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Turtle Talk with Crush. Got it?
Yep.
Hollywood Studios, Alien Swirling Saucers, Beauty and the Beast live on stage, Disney Junior Play and Dance, Frozen Sing Along, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Muppet Vision 3D, Rock and Roller Coaster, Slinky Dog Dash, which I was shocked that it was on there, but I understand why. Star Tours The Adventure Continues, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania. And Animal Kingdom. Celebration Festival of the Lion King, Dinosaur, It's Tough to Be a Bug, Cali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, Navi River Journey, The Animation Experience, and Featherhead Friends in Flight. Those are all included with Genie Plus, $15 per day per person.
$15 per day per person, and it allows you to go on a special line.
It's like the Fast
So
Pass,
it's like
the
Fast
Lightning
Pass.
Lane.
Okay.
Genie Plus,
so
Lightning
old Fast
Lane.
Pass.
Correct.
All right. Okay. I got it.
You got it so far.
I'm with you.
Okay. The a la carte rides that are not included within Genie Plus Lightning Lanes are the individual Lightning Lanes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There are 2 different attractions. It says max 2 different attractions per day. Okay. For the individual Lightning Lanes. For example, Magic Kingdom has 2. Space Mountain, 7 Dwarfs Mine Train. Epcot, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Frozen Ever After. Hollywood Studios, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Rail, and Animal Kingdom, Avatar Flight of Passage, and Expedition Everest, which it's not just the new rides, obviously, because Expedition Everest is on there. So, whatever. So, I think I look at this list and I understand the marketing of the individual Lightning Lanes. And again, they could switch them out at any time. But 2 things we have to remember. At Magic Kingdom, Space Mountain will probably be the first ride removed from this list. Or Frozen. I can't have a 50-50 chance. Space Mountain's going to be removed because Tron Light Cycle is going to be there. Let's be honest.
Right.
Frozen Ever After, I would think, is going to be removed because Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be there. So I believe the 2 newest rides in my mind are going to be the paid ones.
Paid ones. Hold on. So that's where you're talking about Lightning Lane.
Correct.
Okay,
Individual
so we need to
Lightning
go over
Lane.
that, right? Okay.
We didn't. I know. I just wanted to say, people were like, well, what about Seven Dwarfs? I love the high hose, like Brady would say.
Right.
So I just wanted to mention that the reason why they're not part of the Genie Plus Lightning Lane, $15 per person per day, is because they are on the individual Lightning Lane.
Right, and that's a different tier. So basically, we're talking about 3 different tiers.
Correct.
Genie, we just went over Genie Plus.
You have Genie, Genie Plus, and individual Lightning Lane, which is another ticket add-on. And that's the last of the 3 prongs of Disney Genie is the individual Lightning Lane. And again, we know they've called it a bunch of different things, but basically you're making an a la carte reservation for up to 2 of the most popular attractions in a park, one at a time. And I just went over those ones.
Right.
You do not have to purchase Disney Genie Plus in order to be able to purchase the individual Lightning Lane selections.
Interesting. So you don't have to. You could just
You don't have to do any of this. Genie
No,
is
no.
included.
I know that, but like I thought originally, like this was you had to get Genie Plus and then do this. So okay.
No. So if you don't want to spend the $15 per person per day for the Lightning Lanes, the Disney
Correct.
Genie Lightning Lanes to go on Small World, Peter Pan, etc.,
Right.
you can just say, I'm spending my money on Space Mountain and Seven Dwarfs, and then the rest of it I'll just deal with it with standby lines and
Got
just
it.
use regular Genie.
Right.
So those are the ones that that you
Qualify. Right.
Right.
So then, and the other thing is that there is no set pricing.
Right. It's based on
It,
capacity.
The weather.
I
I don't know.
Yeah, not the weather, but it's going to have a
No.
certain price attached to it depending on the attraction and the day. So,
Right.
for example, if you're visiting during the holiday, odds are likely that these attraction prices will be higher. You're going to be grabbing money. That's what Disney's going to be doing. They're going to see dollar bills, and it's going to be higher than they would be on a random Tuesday in September, right? You know,
Right.
that's all I can
No,
say. And it's important to note that the parks up to 2 individual Lightning Lane attractions are not accessible via Genie Plus. So if you'd like to have Lightning Lane's access to Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, in addition to the other Lightning Lane attractions in the park, you need to purchase the Rise of the Resistance individual Lightning Lane selection for each guest. So maybe you don't want to go on it, Heather.
Yeah.
And only Braden wants to go on it with me, or only Jameson. Then we only have to buy the 2. You don't have to buy all 5.
Okay.
All right. So it's per guest who wishes to ride.
Okay.
Okay. On top of Genie Plus. So you need both if you want Lightning Lanes for everything in the park.
Okay.
If your only goal for a day is to ride Rise of the Resistance, then you just purchase it without Genie Plus and wait in standby lines for the rest of the day.
Right. All right. So
And we
that's
talk about
interesting.
timing. You know, we talked about the virtual queue on an episode.
Right.
Guests, staying at Walt Disney World resorts can purchase their first individual Lightning Lane attraction selection starting at 7 a.m. on the day of. And park day guests can do so when the park officially opens for the day. Disney Genie Plus can be purchased in-app as either a one-day service on the day of use or as a ticket add-on option for your length of stay. So that was a question I had, because let's say I go to Animal Kingdom, right? And we want to go on Cali River Rapids and Navi River Journey and the safari because the kids love it. I don't think I'd buy Genie Plus for that.
No, I don't think I would either. And I think a lot of it too, if I would do research, and because we have access, if you have the Disney app now, you could still look at like the wait times and stuff.
Absolutely.
So you could kind of get a gauge as to, all right, I'm going in like a week, maybe 2 weeks before, just kind of take a look and see. And I'm not saying it's going to be 100%, but you can get an idea. And I think we may see, I don't know, I don't want to say a pattern, but maybe we'll see some trends in which we kind of see, like, the more busier times, that Rise is going to be there. I mean, I think Rise is going to be there for a while.
That's not going away, right?
Exactly. So I'd say your most popular and newest attractions are always going to be those Lightning Lanes.
Well, the individual.
Right. Excuse me. The individual attractions, right.
I do like the fact that if I'm there I have a 7-day park hopper pass. I do like the fact that maybe I want to use it Genie Plus on 2 days, maybe just 2 days as a ticket add-on option for the length of stay.
So it doesn't have to be your whole reservation time.
Right. I mean, you can, and they do say that could be, just like you select Park Hopper now, or more Park Hoppers and more water park fun when you add your tickets to your package, or I should say when your agent adds your ticket to your package, it's probably going to be there as well, and we'll be able to give you the price point at that point. So if you want to like set it and forget it, it's done. Right, you have it all. It's going to be loaded in your app. Your agent's gotten everything taken care of for you, and then you can do it. If you want to play it by ear and say, okay, today I'm going to do this. Tomorrow, Susie wants to go on Rise, so we're not going to do Genie Plus, and we're only going to pay for the individual attraction selection. It's going to be interesting to see what the wait times are for. I know I just said individual attraction selection, but it's called individual lightning lane. I'm sorry. I'm used to the old verbiage already.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see what the standby time is for each of these rides.
Right.
And we'll experience it. We know there'll be kinks to be worked out. But I do like that they're not forcing you, if you have an 8-day pass, you have to buy Genie Plus. So that is, I was a little concerned as to, you had to have it for every day of your trip. But that is not the case at this current moment in time. So guests may only ride, remember, a maximum of 2 different individual Lightning Lane attractions each day.
Oh, wait, hold on. Per park or overall?
I don't have the answer to that, but it says 2. I mean, if you're...
I would imagine it would be overall, perhaps.
I believe...
So, like, if you're park hopping, okay.
I believe that would be accurate, but I'm not 100% certain.
We will clarify that. Sorry, that was a question that just, as you said
you have homework to do.
I do.
But it is important to note that either a standby line or virtual queue are going to be offered at each attraction. So guests who would rather not purchase Genie Plus or the individual Lightning Lane selections will still have access to the attractions they'd like to ride. It is very complicated. We are completely on board with you with that. And we're going to get through it. They're going to work out the kinks. We're going to understand it once we get to play around with the app and navigate the digital service when it debuts. But, it is confusing. But I do think that they are trying to trend things in the right path forward to allow guests to experience as many rides per day. I think that's something that, as far as research, what we would do is kind of come up with our own itinerary. We'll call it Vibes Plus, right, or something. But
I love it.
But thinking about this theoretically, hypothetically, I should say, let's just go to Epcot with Lightning Lanes and Genie Plus, and it's like a step-by-step. If you use both of them, I want to see how, like, if we forecast how paid Fast Pass will work while visiting it and kind of figure out these new line-skipping options and so forth. But theoretically, there are still a lot of unknowns, and that's with any itinerary. I know they say that they'll be able to say this is shorter, wait time here, go to this ride now, head to Tomorrowland,
right?
Head to World Showcase, go to Frozen. Crowd levels, wait times, they all vary. I mean, I know they're trying to control parks with the Park Pass reservation system. We know that attractions experience downtime, and that's going to obviously create some unique wrinkles to any day in any park. Just like a normal touring plan, if you were just going and you got online and you waited 2 hours for Peter Pan, past presidents, it's the same thing. There's going to be a lot,
I think.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just, I'm just thinking of this as like almost like a GPS, for, you plug in everything that you want to do, and that's going to bring up this itinerary. And I'm hoping that, like you said, like you'll get like alerts and, maybe Peter Pan is down during your time and it's going to reroute you, at a different, anticipated time. And, because sometimes, did we have that? It didn't say, like, if certain rides were down.
No, we didn't know that. It was just kind of like
It was like I think the
a
wait
cast
time.
member.
Right. So I mean that will
The wait time
can
on
definitely be
right. The wait
convenient.
time on the app kind of doesn't. It becomes like a minus. It doesn't
Right.
even tell you anything.
Right.
But you got to be constantly on your app, so you're going to have a battery
Oh
drain.
no! So that's another thing you need to make sure, and I think Disney will probably be very good at making sure there's so many more charging stations. You need to make sure you bring battery chargers.
But if I'm charging, that means I'm stationary. I can't be getting to where it's telling me to go.
Well, then they're going to have to sell them, and we will buy them
yeah.
because they'll have Disney on
With
it.
Mickey Mouse ears, that's
exactly.
right. You know?
You know?
I do think that, in my mind, Genie Plus, depending upon your family situation, your party situation, I think there are some benefits, and it'll be warranted as a purchase based on what you're looking to do. In my mind specifically, I think Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios are going to be where you want to purchase Genie Plus. My gut check tells me that's where I would recommend first, more so than Epcot and
Animal Kingdom.
And thank you very much, Animal Kingdom.
I agree.
Again, there are tons of unknowns, but I don't really think Genie Plus, in my mind, would be needed at Epcot. Now, that could change. Guardians of the Galaxy is open. But what I'm thinking is if you skip Genie Plus at Epcot, it's not likely to save much time as compared to an efficient itinerary. So if you're a Type A planner, you know what you're doing. So if you roll up at noon, you do Spaceship Earth first thing, there will be time savings in using Lightning Lane compared to, the standby. But if you're doing any amount of, strategic planning, and you'll have to do some, even with Genie Plus, you'll want to select those attractions and return times that don't force you to walk 30 miles crisscrossing Epcot around the partitions, different worlds, lands, so forth, hopping on a boat, whatever. The amount of time, the standby line, I think you'll be waiting in the standby line. So Epcot does not have a ton of headliner attractions. I mean, they're getting there. Don't get me wrong. And the headliner attractions don't have those consistently long lines throughout the day. So there's basically just Frozen, right? We know that, which is huge, Test Track.
Yep. And
Soarin' around the world. We know that Remy's will be something, but that doesn't even count, right?
No, right, because that's individual.
Right, so Remy's and Frozen are both individual Lightning Lanes, so you got to pay for them no matter what. Right. So we went on Soarin' 3 times in a row this past year.
I mean,
Jameson loves it.
Well, then even with Frozen 2, like I remember it was more towards the end of the night. We went on it. Maybe the wait was 20 minutes, maybe. I mean, that's for us, it's pretty tolerable.
100%. And think about Spaceship Earth, right? It comes in, the wait time spikes very early in the day. It's the big iconic thing right at the front of the park. By late afternoon and evening, 95% of the time, I'd say it's a walk-on, even with moderate to higher crowd levels, because a lot of people at that point are at World Showcase. Same thing throughout Future World. People do that first before continuing on to World Showcase, where they spend their afternoons and evenings. So Test Track and Soarin' have significantly shorter waits in the afternoon. They're going to be jammed in the morning, no doubt about it. And again, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is going to be the individual Lightning Lane access paid purchase, that and Frozen. So you're not going to be hitting those either. So the headliners for Genie Plus, to me, it's at Epcot, it's very difficult to justify buying it for those attractions that are listed, because I feel like if you're really good with your planning, and even if you mess it up on one day and you get to go to Epcot another day, you'll get it out. You'll figure it out. But if you can rope drop one, do the other closer to the park closing, you'll eliminate that and save that money on your souvenirs to spend at Creation Shop. I don't know.
No, exactly. But again, also too, if you just want to have the convenience of just being able to be promised per se a shorter wait time,
right,
and you have the funds, I mean, by all means, go for it.
If you are saying, okay, this is my vacation. I've been cooped up for long. I'm roaring. I'm ready to go. I got my flair, right? All my pins, and I'm ready to go. And you want to spend that extra money? To me, this is just me, and I could be totally wrong, and we may do it, but I would spend my money on the individual Lightning Lane purchases rather than the Genie Plus purchases at Epcot. I feel like we would get to do that. And that's, again, maybe you get in the virtual queue. Buying your way to the front of the line at certain rides, I think at Epcot specifically, I think there's ways around it. And I think we will talk about each park because I don't want to keep going on and on with all 4 parks right now. I just don't think that simply buying Genie Plus is the best strategy for all 4 parks.
Okay. And I agree with you on that. And like I said, one thing too is that the list of rides that we gave you, they can change.
Subject to change, absolutely.
Exactly. So what we're talking about now could be completely different in 6 months from now. So we'll see.
Right. This is not one-size-fits-all advice. You have to know, and that's where your agent comes in and your past experiences, if you've gone a lot, what's going to work best for you, your family, your party that's traveling. If you're visiting the week of Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, spring break, all of those, the crowds are heavier. So even those second-tier attractions that are not the individual Lightning Lanes at Epcot, they can definitely have long waits. But saving 30 minutes at Spaceship Earth and Mission Space and Journey into Imagination with Figment and Living with the Land, that adds up. That's 2 hours right there that you saved. So it could offer a lot of time saving. And again, it's going to save an hour or 2 in lines at Epcot, which I think is a far cry. It's going to be a much different story for Hollywood Studios and Magic Kingdom. And we just don't know specifically at Epcot. I'm thinking about Harmonious. It's a wild card as far as, are they having a individual Lightning Lane section viewing area for that?
Right.
Or is that maybe a Genie Plus thing? They had that for Illuminations.
They did.
At the front of the house was the best viewing area for the fireworks. So I'm assuming they're going to have it. Well, I don't know if they have it for Enchantment yet, but I'm assuming they're going to have something.
Sure.
So it's going to be interesting to see how that's handled. And, there's not a ton of Genie Plus attractions at Epcot right now. So it would make sense to me to include Harmonious as a value, added to incentivize you to purchase Genie Plus. Say, hey, Genie Plus at Epcot also gets you best showing in the house for the new Harmonious. Remember we talked about meeting Color of the World. I can sell anything.
I know you can.
So, but I'm just thinking, dessert parties.
Right.
There's a lot that Epcot does. They do have those shows. We said there's one at Rose and Crown with the dessert party for
Yep.
So they have those. So I don't know if they will include it for their new nighttime spectacular. So again, nothing's going to surprise me. Things are going to change and be fluent. The ebb and flow of the park and time of the year, it's all remains to be seen how this rolls out, how it works. But that could be something that kind of tips the scales one way or another based on your individual preference.
Right. And, I have to tell you that talking this out it's made so much, I'm able to understand it much better. So thank you for taking the time. No, I'm serious though, because this is totally different than what we have been used to. And, a lot of people struggle with change, and this is a pretty big change, and there's a dollar amount attached to it. Well, 2 parts of it. So that could be looked on as being, people might not like it. However, I just really think when you're planning your trip, you talk to your agent and be like, our agent's going to ask you what is like your to-do list, absolute must-haves. And if they feel that, yeah, sure, maybe you want to do a Lightning Lane, that will be better rather than just investing in Disney Plus.
You think about the financial ramifications. Yeah. Let's just say someone goes, a family of 5, so like us, if we did Genie Plus every day of our trip, right? Okay. And let's say we went 10 days, just for easy math, because I don't want to confuse Heather.
I can do it.
Really?
$750.
Yeah, that's why I said 10. What if I just said a week? How about times 7, huh?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. No. So I said easy math, 10 days. So it would be $750 added to your trip, and that doesn't include any individual Lightning Lanes. All right, to wrap up episode number 7, that was a lot of information regarding Genie Plus. There are tons of advantages to it, along with the individual Lightning Lanes, and it's going to be a case-by-case basis as to what works for you. There's no other way to put it. To maximize your individual Lightning Lane purchases, you can split your party up and they can attend different attractions at the same time. For example, if Heather and Sophia wanted to go on Frozen and myself and the boys wanted to go to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, we could split up at Epcot, use the individual Lightning Lane. Hopefully the times would mesh and work out, and then that way we would get the best bang for our buck, both monetary-wise and time-wise. So in closing, again, our website, bookmdtravel.com. Heather, the socials?
So Instagram is Magical Destinations Travel Co. And Facebook, you can find us at Magical Destinations Travel. And Twitter, Magical Dest Trav.
Until next time, live life, do what makes you happy, and let the Disney vibes flow.
Find Disney Vibes for all your vacation needs on the web at bookmdtravel.com.